Hello Ted, these are your Solex from the 62190SL. Carburetor numbers 66603 and 66578, and we're going to test them here, show you how they adjust, tell you what's good and what's not so good about them, and give you some mounting information. Right now we're going to do a cold start. Of course, that's a bit of a misnomer because it's about 90, well, it's almost 100 degrees out, so but what we have is a cold engine, even though it's physically 90 degrees. And we're gonna show you how the choke works, how that works. And in fact, well, even before I do that, notice that when we operate the choke, you're actually moving the linkage. So in addition to moving the butterfly to choke the carburetor, you're actually increasing the idle. And that's a very critical item because it's a Rube Goldberg operation. That this lever operates another lever, which then impacts this lever, and which opens up your butterfly. And there's a very teeny adjusting screw back there that's critical. It's a part of it. Anyway, it's something that I've got adjusted for you. All the adjustments will be made for you. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and get this thing warmed up while we're talking. So a couple of gooses and a little choke. Like I said, choking is just to demonstrate that it does work, but in this temperature it's not necessary. This is your main choke lever, and this is your slave. The only adjustments that you get to make on the carburetors to speak of is going to be this throttle shaft, this carb linkage right here, these adjustments right here, which you can adjust these screws in and out so that these levers line up with your choke cable coming in from your airlock. And what you're going to want to do is, obviously this works fine here, and what you're going to do is check your cable coming in, make sure it works and is lubed up. And then when you put them all together, you're going to find that you have a lot of bind on the cable. And that's because these levers are trying to come up in an arc, whereas you're pulling straight up with the cable. And it's you just have to make it as easy as you can, but it's never going to be totally easy. Let's go over a few things here. We've got, since there's no machine work done, this is just the way the carburetors are going to work with wear and tear on them. We do have factory needling seats. We've got factory gaskets, which you can tell because they're red in color, including the accelerator pump diaphragm and base gaskets, vacuum secondaries. Helical coils installed where need be. All your mounting surfaces have been dressed down, machined. We've got cadmium plated on all the steel parts, not zinc but cadmium. Let's see here. In terms of mounting the carburetors, you're going to want to use 2 wrenches when you're securing the fuel line to the carburetor. You want to hold this one steady so that you don't put pressure on this on the fitting right here and rip it out. So this one's steady while this one does the movement. When mounting the carburetors, you want to, I'll give you the instructions for mounting them properly. And when you mount them, you're going to want to put them on there fairly loosely to where you can move them, but they will stay in position. And then you're going to install your air log and make sure it installs just fine. Then go back in, tighten everything up, and then that way you can put your air log in place without any complications. Now then, without the fancy machine work, the idle is going to be a little bit high. And what the machine work does that we didn't get done for your request, and what that does is makes it so the second barrel don't draw any air. Your idle is controlled by the carburetor idle simply on the first barrel of each carburetor, and the second barrel is closed off and supposed to be not drawing any air. But as you can see in this instance, it's drawing quite a bit of air. It should be down around 2, and in fact it's up at 5.5, 6 here. And same with this one over here. That one's drawing 7. And a little, and you can see what I'm talking about when I take and push on the counterweight back here. Let me see if I can show you the counterweight. Okay, the counterweight right there. So I'm going to push on that, and you can see the change in the needle. That's where it should be running. You can see it go down to 3, and that's the wear that we're experiencing, and that's also going to give you your best idle. So that being said, this is the best we're going to get. Now these the carburetors are drawing just fine on the first barrel in terms of adjustment. You got 6 right here and 5.5, almost 6 right there. So what we're going to do is reduce this down a smidge. There we go, 5.5. And what you want to do when you adjust these carburetors, which you shouldn't have to, but if you ever do, you want to disconnect your linkage so the carburetors are independent from each other, and make sure that this doesn't fall down where the idle is artificially high. And at that point at which you start adjusting to get your proper airflow. So we're at 5 right there, and 5.5 right there. So we're going to reduce this down just a smidge, and let's see if that'll get down to 5. Okay. So now we're drawing the same amount of air through both intakes, and and this is a turnbuckle. And what you want to do is dial this in to where you just snap this in place. You want to dial the turnbuckle in and out until all you have to do is just snap that in place, and your idle does not change. That's the biggest thing you have to do. Alright, now then we're up to temperature, and depending on the carburetor's mood, the idle is going to change. The idle's a little high, should be down around 1,000. And that's dropped down close to 1,000, and that's without machine work. You get your self-adjusting carburetors, and they're going to do that until you get the things machined, until you get the second barrel machined. So that's the best you can do. But we've got carburetors that respond nicely. Idle's a little high, but if that's the worst you have to worry about, and we'll check our hot start. I mean, considering the amount of wear on the second barrel, these are really nice carburetors. They'll do just fine for you. I think you'll be happy. And if not, we can certainly do the machine work and make it where you have drop the idle down if you so choose. But it probably isn't, may not be worth it. It'll be something you guys have to discuss with the customer. Thank you.